So you're interested in increasing the credit limit on your credit card. I don't know why. Maybe you want to increase that credit score. Maybe you want to flex on all your friends, or maybe you just want to have a higher limit because you have a big purchase coming up. Regardless of whatever the reason may be, what we're going to do in this video is show you exactly how you guys can increase your credit limit. Now, to recap, let's talk more about what the credit limit is and exactly why this is beneficial in doing. Basically, your credit line or your credit limit is exactly how much you can spend until you have to pay off that balance before you can spend that amount even more again. It's really the limit or the cap that you can spend, but credit card issuers and your credit score is determined by how much you use up that limit. If you only have a couple $100 limit that some people do, particularly college students or people who have very low credit score, if you buy one couple $100 item, maybe some shoes, you could find yourself using up that limit way too fast. Not only is it an inconvenience, but in some cases, it does hurt your credit score. So people naturally want to get credit limit increases because it does help it. Now, I'm not saying get a credit limit increase because you can spend more money that you're not going to pay off, and this is all a trap, and this is the worst video to watch ever because people are going to spend more money that they don't have. That's not the idea. The whole idea of getting a credit limit increase is the principle that you guys will use your credit cards responsibly, pay it off in full, and this video is just going to be the guide that shows you exactly how you can get that higher limit. So let's dive into the ways you guys can get higher credit card limit increases. So for method number one on how to get a higher credit limit increase, this is probably the hardest one, the hardest method, but one of the most effective is by doing nothing. That's right, you heard me. Do nothing. Pay off your credit cards on time by setting up automatic payments. But once your credit card is getting paid off automatically, you will find that your credit limit actually naturally increases. So a lot of people want to request one, and we will go into the techniques on how you guys can do that. But if you guys use your credit cards and don't do anything at all, you just use it responsibly, they will actually naturally increase your credit limit over time. All you really need to do is to just demonstrate that you're a responsible cardholder, that they can trust you with a higher credit limit, because the last thing that these banks want is for people to have a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 credit limit, but not be able to ever pay it back, and the banks are the ones that are losing the money. If you're someone who already has a very good score, you have a good history, and you're using that card a lot, it's only natural, it's only within time that the bank will actually give you a higher credit limit increase. Now, method number two, for the people that are impatient, just like your boy right here, is to actually request a credit limit increase, and this is actually done a couple ways. To request a credit limit increase, you guys can do this three different ways. You can call them, you can send them a letter in the mail, or you can do it online. My favorite way is to actually do it online. If they do not have an option to do that, because it depends on whatever issuer you go with, then you want to resort to calling them, and then you can resort by going to snail mail. So those are the three options. When we're talking about a company, for example, like American Express, they actually have an option available where you can just request one automatically online. Now, generally, you're going to get a soft pull for these credit limit increases, but it's going to be dependent on your profile and that credit card issuer. So if you guys are afraid that you're going to get a hard pull for whatever reason, I would contact them prior to that and ask them, hey, I'm looking to get a credit limit increase, but I want to make sure it's a soft pull. Now, we've talked a bunch on our channel too why hard pulls aren't that bad for you. They really aren't negative. They're only going to temporarily reduce your score. A hard pull, a utilization where someone actually goes into your credit report, takes something out, that will reduce your score, but it's temporary. It's not going to kill you. So if you think you really need a credit limit increase, in my opinion, that hard pull will be worth that trade-off depending on the situation that you're in. So if you're someone who's looking to decrease that utilization and you know that if you get a higher credit limit, your score will actually go up, those are instances where that hard pull will really not matter because you are doing something for a higher purpose that actually outweighs that hard pull that is only temporary. So when you submit a credit limit increase, three things will happen. You could get accepted, they approve you automatically, you get a counter offer. So if you apply for a new credit card, you either get accepted or denied. You usually don't get a counter offer, but this is something that card issuers tend to do because they want to give you the credit limit increase, but sometimes they're just not comfortable giving you the full amount. The third thing that could happen is that they could just straight up deny you. This does happen from time to time, but if they do deny you, the great thing that happens is that they tell you why. So it's like getting rejected by a female. The best thing to happen to you is to get rejected, but to know why. Maybe she just wasn't vibing with you. Maybe she has a boyfriend. Maybe whatever the reason reason is if you do get rejected, the best thing that usually happens is for you to understand why, so you can make a change in that game plan. Girls, relationships, credit, it's all the same. Once you understand exactly why you're getting rejected, I think you can make a better play after that. No, maybe I gotta have my payment history up. Maybe I gotta work on my credit score a little bit. Maybe I just need to develop a bit of trust with a girl, with the credit cards. I don't even know what we're talking about at this point anymore. They're so similar. But you improve one of those and you guys will actually find yourself getting success at the end of the day. Okay, I did mention that you could get a credit limit increase over the phone. To do this, you usually have to provide a lot more details. Some of those details, like I'm going to mention, is your social security number, your current employment status, your income, your mortgage payment, your rental payment, and the amount of credit limit increase that you want. I've had instances where I've actually applied, and this actually happened to my Uber Barclays card with Visa. I applied for a credit limit increase. I don't remember. I think it was like pending or they denied it, but then I got a follow-up call and the lady actually manually approved it. So this kind of relates to my video on how to get approved for any credit card. Usually the algorithm will just make the decision for you, but if you talk to someone live on the phone, they have the ability to reverse a decision or just to keep it the way it is. But it's worth giving it a shot than to actually allow yourself to get a decision based on some type of algorithm that really doesn't know what your current situation is. So how large of a credit limit should you actually request? There is no one size fits all type of answer. This depends on how much of a credit limit you have already, how much money you're making, what your history is, and how much you actually want to get. So there are certain data points and rules depending on the issuer. So for the most part, if you guys get like a card, like a business credit card, you'll find that they'll actually generously increase that credit limit to as much as you really want. I think the cap usually would be like 30, 50. I've even had friends who have gotten credit limits of $75,000 because it's a business credit card, but it really depends on your situation. Now, there are issuers like American Express who actually have set guidelines. You could triple your credit limit with American Express. This is a data point that has been around for years and years. This is a video I made a long time ago on my channel. And if you guys go through the comments like, oh my gosh, Brian, I didn't think this worked. It actually tripled. This worked. You're crazy. You're a genius. You can triple your credit limit with American Express if you guys wait 61 days after you guys apply for a new card. If you guys want more details on that, check out my older video. It's called How to Triple Your Credit Limit with American Express. That one just talks about how you guys could do that. Now, other rules apply with different issuers, but if you guys have like a Bank of America card or if you guys have a Citi card, what I would recommend you to do first is to actually just Google this. Google, what is the credit limit increase I could get? Or even ask a representative on the phone exactly how much you think you could get away with. A very common question that I also get is, Brian, I want to get a credit limit increase, but should I space it out or should I do it all in one take? Should I bump up all my credit card limits 10x, just go crazy today? Or should I just wait? Now, this answer is actually going to be dependent on the person as well too, because if you're getting multiple hard pulls on your account, sometimes it's not bad to do it within a small time frame, but at the same time, you want to keep in mind the risk that you're putting on your profile. If credit issuers are seeing that you're getting credit limit increases all the time right now with different credit cards, they might think like, hey, maybe this guy's about to pull a fast one on us. Maybe he wants to like just max out his cards, run away. We don't know what's going to happen. You could get your account shut down. You could get a financial review, or they could just simply deny you for that because they do not want to get placed in that situation where they have to worry about someone running off with their money. Now, with that being said, I don't believe there is a rush to the game. I don't believe that you guys have to get it all in one period. I always recommend just starting out with a couple cards here or there every few weeks, every few months, because this is a marathon. You guys could get $10,000 credit limit, 10,000 credit limit, 10,000 credit limit among all your cards. And then what? Think about it. What's after that? Maybe your score went up a little bit. Maybe you're where you want to be, but what's the point of doing all that? I feel like if you realize that, you understand the purpose of why you're doing it, then you won't be so rushed and you won't feel like you have to do it all in one take. This is a marathon. This is a long journey. Don't rush it, you guys. Play the game strategically, play it smart, but pace yourself. Okay, guys, so that's really how you guys can increase your credit limit. One, it's naturally, it's organically, it's automatically without you having to do anything. You may get a letter randomly in the mail saying that they increased your credit limit and you didn't do anything. That's one option. The second one is to manually request it. That is the way a lot of people have done it. Those are really the two ways you can do it. But keep in mind, you guys, here are the disclaimers. Those are increasing your credit limits on cards you guys already have. I do believe that is very easy. That's the natural way to do it. But people often forget that if you guys apply for a brand new credit card, this is a way for you to increase your overall credit limit. You just apply for a new credit card. The ones I mentioned earlier in the video, business credit cards that often offer the highest credit limit, are some of the best that you guys can consider. So don't worry so much about trying to increase the limit on the cards you already have. You may want to think about getting new cards and just adding onto your arsenal. I have people in my life that have 12, 15, 20, 30, even 50 credit cards. And over time, you get a very large credit limit, not because you have several cards that have very high limits. It's because you have a lot of cards spread out. If you guys want to check out any business credit cards, I talk about exactly how you can get business credit cards without actually having a business or just understanding how this whole thing works. Business cards are insane. They're one of the most valuable things you guys can look into. And if you do have a business already, it's a no-brainer. This is a card you should get, especially if you want to have higher credit limits. Now, if you guys are interested in applying for any of the credit cards, or if you decide you wanted to apply for a credit card, we do have affiliate links down below in the description, but I hope this video really did help you guys out. Those links just support the channel. It allows me to make content like this. And if you guys have used those affiliate links, I just want to say thank you guys so much for your support. It really does mean a lot. So that's really the video. If you guys have not yet dropped a like before you exit out of this video, before we hit the end screen, I ask that you guys hit that like button because it really does push this video out. The last time I made a video like this, it did very, very well. So hopefully the algorithm favors your boy. And like always, I hope this video did help you guys out, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. Peace. The credit limit increase, but sometimes they're just not comfortable giving you the full amount. The third thing that can happen, the third thing that could happen is that they could just straight up deny.